Hey guys, KRX50 here with another review. This time I'll be reviewing the GC04 Robin Ghost and Billy the Kid Ghost set from Kamen Rider Ghost. This is the fourth entry in the Ghost Change series, and is the second set of extra ghosts for Kamen Rider Ghost. This set includes a few things: 2 Parka Ghosts, 3 accessories, and 2 stands. So, let's get started. First, we have the Robin Ghost, who takes the form of a medieval-style hood coat. So this is done in a nice green plastic with yellow highlights. On the hood, you can see that there's a little feather, which is like the feather in Robin Hood's cap, which is one of his trademarks of sorts. You also have 2 belts hanging off the sides, which act as makeshift arms of sorts. You can see they did add quite a lot of detail to it, like the stitching on the sides, indents for the belt loops, and even a fully molded on buckle. And then in these 2 yellow arrow-like pieces, there's some pleats going down the jacket, and the tailcoat is also in an arrow shape, or something of an arrowhead shape. For this, you can see a pair of green eyes painted on the clear piece, though for some reason they decided to have the piece that holds it in place also be clear, so you can kind of see out the back of the hood, which I think wasn't such a good idea, and I think it would have been better to keep it as a piece that was the same color as the hood, so that you wouldn't be able to see out the back, and then you would basically not have any light coming in, so it could help give more of a ghostly feel. It has a little bit of articulation in that you can move the belts forward and back a little bit, and move around these shoulder pieces on ball joints. For its accessory, it comes with the Gun Saber in the arrow mode, which is done in green plastic, to match the Parka Ghost. It has all of the same Gun Saber details from the past ones. It also has a fully molded on Condor Denwa. As you can see, it has all of the details well sculpted in, and it is quite sizable. Next we have the Billy the Kid Ghost, who takes the form of a duster jacket. So as you can see here, unlike the other Parka Ghost, this one has long sleeves. And as such, you can actually see that they are jointed and hinged. So you can move it and give the elbow some articulation while it's equipped. And from the top, see the hood, which has some ropes and details going into it to make the top of it look like a cowboy hat. Across the shoulders you can see a cowhide pattern. And going down the front and the arms are some gun belts, or bandoliers, with various bullets molded on. And then besides that, you have some gold accents. It also has painted eyes, this time in brown. You'll notice that there is a little notch molded in for when the face folds up. Articulation, move it around at shoulders with the ball joints, and like I said before, both of the elbows articulated on these hinges. So he's one of the more posable Parka Ghosts because of that. Then for its accessories, you have the Bat Clock in gun mode and the Gun Saber rifle mode, which are done up in brown to match up with the Billy the Kid Ghost. And so once again you can see all of the details sculpted in, and the two do match in terms of the size. And so the scale is correct to each other. So like with the Robin Ghost accessories, these ones also look quite nice. And so with that, we can now equip them onto Kamen Ghost. So, to prepare the Robin Ghost, all I have to do is take the belts and fold them to the back, and fold the face. We'll take it off the stand, and like usual, slide it over Ghost's body. Slide the face over his head. Peg the shoulders into place. And then fully secure the face on. Just like so, and straighten it out. There we have Kamen Ghost, Robin Damashi. You can see the face is now shown through, has a nice compound effect because of the silver and the pattern underneath, and it looks quite nice. So like the other forms with hoods, or rather with shoulder pads, the articulation does get a little limited by the shoulders, but you can kind of maneuver them to go along with it. And you can also equip them with the Gun Saber Arrow mode. The one thing you want to be careful about is that the belt pieces, the belts, are just pegged into place at the shoulders, so they can pop off, but they can just as easily be popped back on. So if you want, you can have him grip the Gun Saber Arrow mode using two handles, just like so. And let's see if we can't get him in more of a kind of firing pose, which admittedly is a little bit tough, but manageable. So something like that. And you can add a little bit of kind of customization, or just kind of change the way he looks a little bit by having the shoulder pieces out a little bit, so that they're a bit more visible.
Kaigan, be the kid. Hyappatsu.
To prepare the Billy the Kid ghost, all you need to do is flip up the face. Then, take the current ghost off of Ghost. The current Parka ghost off of him. And do the usual. Everything's secure. And fold the sleeves over his arms. There you have Ghost Billy the Kid Damashi. And you can see the face pattern here is done up in a nice clear brown. And so in this case, his articulation is limited a little bit more by the hinges here for the shoulders and because of the sleeves, but it is still nice that he has that articulation, and you can still move out the shoulders and move out the sleeves. Though for some poses you might have to kind of lift the sleeves off a little bit. And the other unfortunate thing is that because these sleeves are one-sided and are open, if you get the kind of arms out too far, you can see the arms, and it does become a little bit unsightly, but with the right maneuvering it can look pretty good. So you can equip him with his weapons. First configuration, we have the bat clock in gun mode. And if you have the Musashi and Edison Ghost set, you can make use of the Gun Saber in gun mode. Give him his dual guns. Though the Gun Saber in gun mode is a little bit tricky because of the curved handle, but get something like this. Or use the Gun Saber in rifle mode. Which can be a little bit tricky because of the coat, but once again it is manageable to a degree. So something like that. Additionally, if you have the Kamen Rider Spectre figure, you can display one of the ghosts on each figure. So here alongside Ghost Billy the Kid Damashi, I have Spectre Robin Damashi. And you also see that I have them in some slightly better examples of how you can pose the figures while equipped with the Parka ghosts. It is a little bit tricky, but like I said, it's manageable. You just have to basically just try to work with the limitations of the Parka ghosts in terms of, of course, the shoulders and the elbows and whatnot. But you can get them still in some decent poses, and I can probably get them into better poses than these. It would just take a little bit longer. And there you go. So overall, I would say that these two are nice additions to the Ghost Chain series. They're well detailed, well molded, and they look nice on the figures. While of course it's true that, like the other Ghost Chain figures, they can be tricky to pose and they do limit the articulation a little bit, I still think that the overall product is worth getting these for. And of course, if you have both Ghost and Spectre, like I said, you can display one on each, and you can also do different combinations. And of course, it's nice that, like with Musashi and Edison, they do come with stands, so that if you don't have them on Ghost or Spectre, you can still have them on display. So if you have either one of the two figures, then I can definitely recommend picking up this set to give you some more Ghost changes. Next time, I'll be reviewing the Chogokin Gibanyan. So, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, or share it. You can check me out on Facebook at facebook.com/KRX50. And for now, this is KRX50, writing off.